This week, a band called TX2, though it may be pronounced T times 2. I'm not really sure and don't care enough to check. But anyway, they proudly posted to Twitter a clip from a recent song of theirs. It's a song.
No. I love Tucker's reaction. Tucker's just like, no. Scrimly, Briggle, Snatch is just, no. Johnny the insatiable voice just like, oh.
Meant to attack, among other people, the Republican governor of Tennessee.
Cool.
And they wrote in the caption, quote, "This is what punk is about. A year ago, we wrote a song and named it after a governor in Tennessee who was trying to pass laws banning drag shows / affecting gender-affirming care. We called out several governors by name to spread awareness. Hashtag punk, hashtag punk rock, hashtag LGBT, hashtag LGBTQ, hashtag drag queen, hashtag drag shows."
Do you really feel like you need to read all the hashtags there, bud?
Hashtag rock. Now, you might...
Hashtag stupid twat. Hashtag fake Bob Vila looking motherfucker. Hashtag fake Christian. Hashtag loser. Hashtag baby man.
Expect, based on the flagrant overuse of hashtags, that this band is comprised of 64-year-old boomers. Turns out that they aren't that old, although they aren't really all that young either. Before we listen to this clip, let's also take a moment to admire their courage in calling out several governors by name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to call out governors vaguely and generally, but by name? You said the names of Republican governors? Now that is brave. That's bold. That is hashtag courageous.
Did they say it was courageous? I don't remember them being like, we're so courageous for doing this. They just mentioned that they did it.
Hashtag punk rock. Hashtag rock and roll.
Can we stop hashtagging? Hashtag no more hashtags, maybe? Hey, if you like this clip, you might like the full stream, which I do every Sunday, more or less, over on the Pessimist Productions Patreon, link down below. Thank you kindly.
I mean, it's a pretty dangerous game to call out Republican governors by name, after all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like going after the mob. The only difference is that Republicans won't have you beat up or have your family killed or cause you...
I don't know about that. It seems like you guys are building up to that pretty quick.
Any harm of any kind at all.
Well, that's clearly not true. I think more people have probably been harmed by Republicans in this country than by anything else at this point.
Not that this song,
including Islamic terrorists and so on and so forth,
will be worth a response anyway from the governor of Tennessee or anyone else. I'm only going to play the clip because it will be enjoyable to make fun of, and also there is an underlying point to make. But here it is. Watch.
All right, let's do this shit.
Put a bullet in a kid's head, think they got a sickness and they're not dressed up straight. But what happens in the closet doesn't matter if you profit from the flag of the USA. You're too old, you do as you're told. You base your life off a nation scroll. Out there burning witches, filling up the ditches. Tell me, can I still be saved?
So there it is.
I like it. I thought it was pretty all right. I mean, it's not like my favorite kind of music. I'd like if it went a little harder, you know. It's not my favorite vocal style, but it's definitely not my least favorite either. And I like the lyrics too. Pretty good.
That's what punk rock is about, we're told. It's about that. A middle-aged man in a dress reciting milquetoast liberal talking points harvested from a YouTube comment section in a song.
Were those milquetoast liberal talking points? I don't remember Biden saying anything like that anytime recently. When I need a fix of milquetoast liberal, I look to people like Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and I haven't heard any of them saying that kind of shit. That seems a little bit outside the purview of the milquetoast liberal to me, but wait, whatever.
Song that sounds like Walmart brand My Chemical Romance circa 2003. That's punk rock, which is to say punk rock is dead, if that's what it is.
I mean, My Chemical Romance is not really punk. They're like emo, right? But I guess that shares some etymology with punk.
Now that song, by the way, is called No Love Like Christian Hate. And I tell you the name
I like it.
Of it, just in case you happen to have a terrorist imprisoned in your garage and you need to torture him to find out where he planted a bomb before it detonates and kills 10,000 people. That would be the only imaginable circumstance where anybody would want to play that song on.
My Chemical Romance is screamo. I am sorry. I did not mean to misgenre My Chemical Romance. They're screamo, not emo, screamo. Good to know.
Purpose. And we don't need to harp on this fact. I mean, obviously it's a terrible song. It's the kind of thing that makes you envy the deaf. You know,
The death. I don't know. It seemed all right to me. I don't think I would ever go out and listen to it of my own accord, but if it was playing in the background somewhere, I probably wouldn't give a shit.
makes you long for the life of maybe the naked mole rat, which lives underground and can neither see nor hear, yet manages to navigate somehow. I'm not really sure how. It's a discussion for a different day. But putting aside the general badness of the song, the more salient point is how it reveals the difficulty faced by liberal punk bands and by liberals in general. They want to fashion themselves as rebels, as mischievous troublemakers, as those who rage against the machine. But the problem is that they agree with the machine on nearly every point. I mean, they are the machine, at least an appendage of it.
So this is just another one of these, like, conservatism is the true punk rock. They agree with the machine. Like, what part of the machine is saying the shit that was just said in those lyrics exactly? What part of the machine is saying that? Huh? Wait a minute. Let me just pull up the lyrics of this goddamn song, and we'll go over it line for line and figure out which parts the machine would agree with. Put a bullet in a kid's head, think they got a sickness if they're not dressed up straight. But what happens in the closet doesn't matter if you profit from the flag of the USA. You're too fucking old. You do as you're told. You base your life off an ancient scroll. Out there burning witches, filling up the ditches. Tell me, can I still be saved? So can you imagine our President Joe Biden coming out and saying some shit like that? Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi coming out and saying some shit like that? Can you imagine Chuck Schumer coming out and saying some shit like that? Can you imagine anything from corporate America coming out that's resemblant of that? Other than maybe from, like, the entertainment industry, where, like, obviously it's their job to entertain you with some sort of provocative shit. No, I've never seen anything like that. There's no love like Christian hate. Let's count down till Judgment Day. How tall is heaven's gate if you stand outside and pass the blame? Your God is a rope you use to pull close and tighten up around my throat. So tell me, who do you pray to? When I'm on my knees, I can play too. Okay, so this is an anti-Christian sentiment. We've already gone over this fact a number of times here on this show, but 4/5 of this country identify as Christian. So if there's anybody who's the machine, it's Christianity. And remember that the entirety of the Republican Party and most of the Democrat Party bow down and kiss the ring of Christianity. Our President Joe Biden goes to church every week, and he ends every speech with mentions of God. The entire GOP is bent over backwards to please their evangelical voter base. So how the hell is this the machine? How the hell is an attack on Christianity being on the side of the machine? Christianity is the fucking machine, dipshit. If there are three things that comprise the machine in America, it's big business, big religion, and big military. Those three things together are the machine. And the political class, I guess, also is another wing of the machine, and they defend those three things to their dying breath. So how the f*** is this the machine, you stupid f***ing Bob Vila-looking motherfucker? Hey, Bill Lee, it's nice to finally meet Hey, Bill. I hope you find me pretty wearing a dress in the street. Do you want to come and see what I hide underneath? It's a gun and it's free. You should point it at me. Bang. Because you got secrets too, and you too, Gary. I know you do. Ha ha ha. So tell us the truth. Do you think Jesus loves me? So this is about this governor who tried to pass an unconstitutional ban on dressing in drag, which is a violation of the First Amendment. So you want to tell me that motherfucker is not the machine? Well, then what is the machine? The First Amendment? Is the First Amendment the machine? Because that's who that guy is fighting against. The chorus repeats, then we got a bridge. Back to the governor, lieutenant. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's time we burn all the books, censor their looks, and listen to the crooks. Yes, sir. Listen up. The church is giving head to the state, putting countless lives at stake, digging thousands of new graves for children who can't be saved. Bang, bang, kill them all. Watch the country fall. It's all your fault because there's no love like Christian hate. Goes back into the chorus. So this is a scathing indictment of the way that Christian morality has taken over politics in this country and how we are basically on the verge of a theocracy and have been pretty much since the Reagan administration. So how is that the machine? You fucking nitwit, you fucking dipshit, you fucking pathetic, useless sack of protoplasm. Let's find out.
So here's a general rule of thumb. You are not a rebel or punk rock if you are saying things that would be happily affirmed by every Fortune 500 company, along with academia, the corporate media.
You're living in a what? Maybe you could get some voices in academia to be like, wow, based. But a Fortune 500 company would never fucking look at that and be like, yes, we're putting this message out to consumers. I have never been like scrolling through Twitter or something and seen like the official M&M's account be like, by the way, Christian dogma is bullshit and is having a negative effect on the social fabric of our nation. I have never seen that once, you fucking dumb twat. These people are stupid and they live in a false reality. And you know what it is? It basically just boils down to this idea that no matter how prevalent and how powerful Christianity is in this country, they've always got to play the fucking victim. They've always got to be, oh, leave us alone, please. Oh no, some middle of the road punk band is making fun of us. Oh, please leave us alone. Oh no. And all the Fortune 500 companies agree with them, man. And all the politicians too. Wee. And they just make up a fake reality where they're these poor, persecuted little fucking snowflakes, when in reality, they're the ones cracking the fucking whip. They're the ones turning the fucking cogs in the machine that they're pretending they're not a fucking part of. Matt Walsh is a fucking cunt. And if you ever see him in the street, you should tell him hello from me. More fucking fake persecution bullshit. As the Christians genuinely persecute others, as they go out and say, you can't wear a dress, you fucking weirdo. Then when they're like, yes, I can, fuck you. Oh, yeah, well, you're part of the machine. You're persecuting me. Fuck off, you dumb twat. Take your church and shove it up your fucking ass, you useless cocksucking motherfuckers.